I'm Honey Kitten, and we're here to talk today about 3 types of spinal flexes used in the Kundalini yoga tradition. Spinal flexes should not be used by people with any instability in the spine or any risk of fracture of any area of the spine with flexion extension, with movement of the spinal column itself. If you're not sure, please talk to your healthcare provider before participating in any yogic or movement activities. The reason why we practice these 3 types of spinal flexion movements is to help improve both blood flow and lymphatic flow and also cerebral spinal circulation. These are often included in larger Kundalini practices or yoga sets in Kundalini called Kriyas. But today we'll just break down the 3 types of spinal flexes which can be practiced independently as a therapeutic application. So let's get started with the first one. And you'll notice that each of these works the spine, first lower, then middle spine, and then upper spine. So we're doing a chair modification. On the floor, I would be sitting in a cross-legged posture for this first one. In the chair, what we can do is be in any type of chair where you have room to move, that the feet can be solidly planted on the ground, and the knees are just slightly more than hip width apart. And you can grab the front of the chair, which would be the same as grabbing your shins if you're on the floor. And what we do here is inhale and curve the spine forward. This is like a cat-cow. And then exhale and curve the spine back. So the inhale is forward, the exhale is back. And in Kundalini Yoga, we often put a mantra on the breath if we wish, which is similar to Namaste. The mantra is Sat on the inhale, and then Nam on the exhale, which just means true identity. I am one with my inner truth. You'll notice that my eyes are staying parallel to the ground. My shoulders are not shrugging up and down. Most of the motion is between the shoulders and the hips. It's basically a torso movement. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. And as you practice this yourself, it should feel like a gentle, comfortable release in the lower spine. Inhaling Sat, exhaling Nam. This can be practiced, for as little as a minute to a few minutes. And then at the end of the practice, we can simply inhale into a neutral spine in the middle, and then exhale, relax, and rest for a moment. Notice any effects. Notice the coming and going of the breath, noticing the frequency and quality of the thoughts. So that's the first one. And what we'll do is now put the knees together. If we're on the floor and we're able to sit on the heels, this would be the posture on the floor. To emulate that in the chair, we simply sit with the knees, not tight together, but just more closely together, a little bit closer than hip width apart. And now the hands are on the thighs, which they would be kneeling on the floor as well. And it's the same motion, inhaling the torso forward, exhaling, rolling it back. So the nickname for this is camel ride, and I am not an equestrian, but people who are tell me this is like posting on a horse. So inhaling Sat, exhaling Nam, and again the motion is between shoulders and hips. The head does not bob up and down. And as you practice this, notice how this works more the middle part of the spine. It helps release the shoulder blade area, the armpit area. It begins to move in some of the upper triangle of muscles supporting that part of the body. It can help relax the throat area and the chest area. Inhaling Sat, exhaling Nam, inhaling as we curve forward, exhaling as we roll back. It's almost like thinking of the sitting bones as a rocking chair, that we're rocking back and forth on those sitting bones. Kundalini Yoga is all about targeted motion with breath, and then the targeted area gets the release. So it moves the prana from the inside out. And once again, we'll inhale to neutral spine, and exhale, relax, and simply sit for a few breaths, noticing any effects from this simple practice. And the third posture, so this would be on the floor back, sitting in an easy cross-legged posture, Sukhasana. So before, the hands were on the shins on the floor. This time the hands would be on the knees. So to have that effect in the chair, we just put the knees a little farther apart as they would be if we were sitting cross-legged. And hands are on the knees rather than on what the shins would be. And once again, we inhale, curve the spine forward, exhale, roll it back. Inhaling Sat, exhaling Nam. And if this particular mantra does not feel aligned, feel free to put any mantra on the breath silently. Putting silent mantra on the breath helps us stay mindful with our practice, pardon me, so that we stay with the breath and with the motion as opposed to mind wandering. And in this practice, there's much more release up into the clavicles, the shoulder blades, even into the small neck muscles. And once again, we'll inhale to neutral spine and exhale, relax. So those 3 different types of spinal flexes can be practiced for 1 to 3 minutes each in the morning to energize, and also in the evening to help throw off stress and get tech neck out of the body if we work on computers during the day. So I hope that these are supportive practices for you and your home practice. And thanks for taking the time today. This is Hari Kiran with Govinda Yogic Health. Satnam.